A 10-year-old girl ran excitedly home and he found his father mending fishing net underneath a mango tree. And he said, "Father, Father, I know exactly what I want to be when I grow up." The father stopped working and looked at the girl and she said, "Okay, tell me what you want to be when you grow up." The little girl said, "Father, I want to be a doctor." She thought the father will be happy and be proud, but she was shocked when she saw the father's face turning angry. The father said, "You are too old to dream. The daughter of a poor fisherman cannot become a doctor." Now, I don't want to discuss this anymore. Go to the kitchen and help your mother. Disappointed, the girl went to the kitchen, and in the kitchen the mother said, "Why you look so sad? You know, it's such a beautiful day." The little girl told the mother that father was angry because I told him I want to be a doctor. The mother said, "Look, you have to listen to your father. He knows everything." We have a proverb in Cambodia: if you're short, don't try to hug the mountain. If you want to be happy, do what I do, accept what you are. Grow up to become a good girl, marry a good man like your father, you'll be okay, you'll be fine. So when she graduated from high school, she graduated the top of her class. And her teacher said, "You should apply for scholarship because I'm sure you will get it." Immediately, the girls see the angry face of the father, who said, "The daughter of a poor fisherman cannot become a doctor." And she heard the gentle voice of the mother that said, "Look, if you're short, don't try to hug the mountain." So she did not apply for the scholarship. She grew up, and then she grew old, and then eventually she died. She never realized she could be the most excellent doctor the world will ever see. Sometimes parents take power from the children without realizing it. They meant well. The father wasn't angry with the daughter. She doesn't want the daughter to be disappointed. But the daughter didn't know that. In our previous video, The Power Struggle, we said throughout our life we continue to struggle to maintain power. And the outcome is either we become a winner or we become a loser. So we can lose power in the family, we can lose power in the school. So parent and teacher must be very, very mindful not to take power from the children. How can parent and teacher take power from the children? They can take power from the children by neglect them emotionally and intellectually. They can also neglect them physically by not taking care of their nutritional need and physical need. They can lose power by not be able to be trusted by their children. Sometimes some parents abuse their children. Sometimes they parents physically hit their children when they misbehave rather than explaining to them. And so there are many, many ways that children can lose power. And when children lose too much power, they become unsuccessful in life. They become adults that are always wanting power, and how they do that is by taking power from other people, from their own children, from their own students, and from their own team, from their own staff. So how can we give power to our children? In reality, we don't have to give power to them, because when our children were born, they actually have power already. What parents must not do is to take power from them. There are many ways we should stop taking power from our children. One is by not expecting them to be perfect all the time, by allowing them to make mistakes, because the greatest enemy of success is fear. When our children are afraid to make mistakes, when they're afraid that they are not perfect because their parents expect them to be perfect all the time, the best thing to do is they don't do anything, so they lose their power of action. The other way is parents must not compare their children with other children. They must stop saying, "Oh, why you cannot be like your older sister or your older brother? They are so good, not like you." If parents compare their children all the time with other children, they tend to believe that in order to be loved, in order to be good, I have to be like other people. And of course, you cannot be like other people. You are what you are. And if you want to be like other people all the time, you cannot be truly happy. Many parents love their children so much, they want to protect them all the time, you know. They don't let the children play with other friends. They don't allow their children to visit the other friend. They always want them to stay home where they can watch them, they can protect them. And this sometimes grow up, continue until the children have become teenagers, and sometimes they become adults. So for example, they choose who they should marry, they choose what faculty their children should study in university. And if they do that, if they protect their children too much, the children cannot be independent. So they grew up to be very dependent on other people. When they get married, they're dependent on their husband and their wife all the time. And so they don't want to take risks. And so as we know, in order to be successful, oftentimes we have to take risks. And the bigger the success we need, the more risks we have to take. So by protecting the children too much, the parents actually not helping them very much. There are many little things also that we can do to empower our children. Instead of telling them what to do all the time, we have to start asking them questions. For example, when children come to us and said, how do you spell this word? Don't tell them. What you have to do is you have to ask them, how do you think it should be spelled? And then if the children faltered and cannot answer the question, they said, what letter does it start with? And by doing this, we continue pushing the children to become more and more independent, to take power, to take control of their own problem. So if they have problem, rather than say, this is how you solve the problem, you said, what do you think? How do you think it should be solved? It doesn't matter if they make mistake or not. You have to allow them to make mistake. You have to allow them to take control of their own problem. So all parents want the children to be successful. And if we want our children to be successful, the best thing we can do is not to take power from them too much. Many parents are concerned, you know, if we give power too much to our children, they can become crazy, you know, they can do whatever they want. Now, we also have to understand that when we give power to our children, we also have to demand responsibility for them. About this subject, how to make our children take responsibility, let's talk about it in the next segment. Thank you very much.